Great Shape Fit Club here with another member spotlight. Today I have joining me the amazing Kelkar from the Highland Village AM Great Shape Fit Club Bootcamp, and also a former participant in the recent Gene Drop Challenge that we just finished up. So Kalpana, thanks so much for joining today.
Thank you.
Tell everyone who you are, who's Kalpana, and why are you here?
Well, I'm Kalpana. I'm a pediatrician in Highland Village, and I don't have a lot of time, but I've always been a big exerciser and was kind of looking for shorter exercise commitments that would give me results because I just didn't have the time to put into it.
Awesome. So you hear that, shorter exercise commitments. So before, how long were you working out?
I never worked out less than an hour because I thought if it was less than an hour, then it wasn't worth it. But I never worked out more than an hour either because I said, you know what, that's all I got, you get an hour.
Okay.
But I worked out, I think, starting, like I said earlier, I think I started about in 2007. I trained for the 3-day walk, and it was after my residency, and it was after having 2 kids, and I knew just that my body was mostly flab and less muscle, and so I was trying to get back to that feeling of feeling great and energized and being able to do all the things that I wanted to do with my family and with my career and stuff like that. And I kind of lost that, so I did the 3-day walk as a way of getting me back into it a little bit, and it did. But I kept working out and wasn't really seeing a whole lot of results. At one point I was working out like 6 days a week, doing very high intensity things at the gym, doing like class after class after class, and I actually gained 7 pounds. So I was getting frustrated, and when one of my colleagues had joined you and was seeing terrific results, I said, well, can I go with you one day? And I did.
Awesome. So that's how you became an esteemed fit clubber. So what has that journey been like? How are those workouts different for you, and how does that all work? Do you now believe that it can be worth it at less than an hour?
Yes. I mean, I was already like waking up at the break of dawn because that's the only time that works to fit in a workout. But I would go for my hour and, sit on the elliptical or whatever I was doing, and, it was just too much. And I wasn't seeing anything. And then when I saw what was happening to other people, around me, and I was like, well, okay, so I need to try it. And I kind of needed camaraderie. That was a big part of it. Like, at some point, I lost my fitness buddy to pregnancy. So she was out of the picture, and so we no longer were able to like work out together. And I was losing accountability, and I needed, I can work out, but I really like to work out with other people. And that's why I joined a gym, is to see other people and be motivated by other people. So I knew I needed that part of it, and it was missing at the time. So last year I started the boot camp and started coming, and I really feel like it fit well with what I needed.
Awesome. So I remember when you joined boot camp, and it's been fun coaching you and watching the progress in your ability, the different types of exercises that you're able to do, the different amount of weight that you're able to push. All of that has been really fun and amazing to watch. But recently, we did before that too, but recently you took a really, really huge plunge and made a really, really big commitment on the nutrition side of things to ensure that you were getting even smaller and tighter, along with getting fitter and faster and having more energy and having more endurance. And so, a call went out for 10 brave ladies to accept a challenge to drop a gene size or 2 in 8 weeks. And that program included a lot more accountability on the nutrition end, and also some pretty butt-kicking workouts in the conditioning area. And you happily or forcibly accepted the call to do the gene drop challenge.
Well, I just think the scariest thing was committing. I think for so long I just felt, half-ass is enough, because I knew if I did half-ass, half a commitment, then it wasn't over-committing and I wouldn't fail, and it wasn't under-committing and I wouldn't fail. It would at least be something is better than nothing kind of an attitude. So when you called, and forced me to say, I'm going to commit, I'm just like that, because I know if I'm going to commit, I'm going to commit, And it was scary to do that. I was really scared. of it, but committing to the nutrition was going to be really hard for me.
And so, you really hit an important one on the head. Too bad that wasn't scripted. That was brilliant. But the biggest part was committing, and what you said about like the half effort, like. Again, I've written probably the last couple of weeks of articles have been about that, kind of giving a little bit to be able to check that box and say you gave, but not really enough to win. And so this challenge was about giving enough to win, and you accepted that challenge, and you were afraid. And part of it
I was skeptical. I think I was skeptical too. Because I really didn't believe, you know, because my diet's different than everyone else's, and my schedule's crazy, it's unpredictable, my stressors are up the wazoo, half the time I sleep like 5 hours a day, and so there's a lot of mental things that, so I really didn't think I could commit, which was part of the fear, but I also think that I was scared that I was going to fail,
and
which would have hurt me more
than not having tried it in the first place. But you didn't fail, and you did it, and you said your diet is different than everyone else's. So all the reasons in your head of why, yes, I'm in boot camp, I'm seeing the transformations, I've seen other people go through the challenges, but not me because we all believe, and we are in some regards, but we all believe we're special, right? We all believe that our circumstance is just a tiny bit different than everybody else's, and that's why they can do it and we can't. That has nothing to do with effort, it's just, we're special, and that's why. But you said, okay, yes, I am special, but I'm going to take this chance that just maybe there's some commonality here and that I can be helped too. And you did it.
And I did. But I think it's because you helped me do it. Because, you know, I've asked people before how to change my nutrition, and really most people would say, you know, in the gym when they bring the dietitian out and you say you're vegetarian, they're just like, they don't know. They don't know anything, and they're not willing to look it up because I'm 1% of the population, and why would they spend their time and efforts to try to help me when, you know, they can help everyone else much easier. Like eat a big chunk of chicken and you're going to be great, you know? So the answer is that the feedback I was getting on that level was so poor, and I knew it was poor. You know, science is my background. I knew it was poor science. And, you know, basically they said, well, you need to get more protein. Okay, well, how do you get more protein? So I would keep doing these stints where I would just go for 2 weeks and eat nothing but eggs and cottage cheese and Morningstar products, which I would look at the sodium and be like, this can't be right for me. This is not healthier than what I was doing before. Like, I eat well. I eat lots of fresh foods. I don't eat anything out of a box. I don't eat processed foods, and I'm not into sweets. So there's very little that I think is unhealthy about my vegetarian diet. But the portions are crazy and they're unbalanced, which I think is what I recognize after you helped me. But you're the only one who kind of made the effort to find different menus or find the compromise or find the balance and actually specifically tell me what they were so that I could incorporate it and make it work. And that was really, I think, kudos to you because no one's ever done that for me.
Well, thanks. Google works.
No, I tried Google.
I'm kidding. Well, a trained eye on Google. But no, you're right, and it is. I mean, I like to research, so that helps. That is, you know, that is what I'm here for. But the thing that I think is amazing about that, again, I'm a coach, that's my job, but what I thought was amazing on your end was the fact that that could have so easily become a crutch for you. Like you said, you were skeptical. That could have so easily been, you don't understand, Concita, you're black, I'm Indian, you have no idea about my diet, and, you know, just sweat me hard, and if I don't get these genes, it's your fault. But you took the advice. You know, any advice I give is only as good as the person executing the advice. You took it. I said, okay, Kalpana, yes, you can still have your lentils and rice. However, your rice portions are this big. And after you got your eyes back in the socket, you said, okay, coach, I'm in. You know, any suggestion that I came up with, you said, okay, I'm in. And you did it. You stared those challenges in the face, and you did it. And weeks that it was difficult, you were honest about it. You were transparent. We got back on track, and you did it. Even with the schedule. So, for the moms out there who are also career women, or the career women out there who say, you know, I don't have time. How did you manage it? Because doing this Gene Drop Challenge meant You came to boot camp twice a week. It also meant that you came to group workout for the conditioning twice a week. So that was 4 times per week where not only did you have to get in a 30-minute workout, it was scheduled. So you couldn't put it off or do it in the middle of the night. How did you work that? You have 2 children, you have a husband, you have a practice. What did you do? What are some tips that you can give to other women like that out there like you?
Yes.
What can you tell them? How can
I think it's just organization, and that was another really big key thing for you to tell me to do, and how to do it, how to execute it, because in my head I know it's organization, and I have things organized in my head. Like I can plan my dinner, you know, during my morning drive to work. I'm, you know, putting together what do I have in the fridge, what am I gonna, you know, that's okay. But the unpredictable factor makes your organization just fall apart when you're in a crunch. And I think the tips that I got about how to organize and how to execute the organization actually helped me a bunch. Like, you know, the organizing my meal plans and having everything ready to grab from the fridge, the cooler bag, you know, just being prepared and having backup plans, and that was huge because it really, it mentally fueled me to really handle my weeks. And if I just did it in week increments without getting too overwhelmed, I was able to do it. You know, but there was a lot of support. You know, obviously my husband was supportive. He had to come home early, and you know, so there was give and take. But yeah, I think it was all about the organization. And the weeks that I couldn't be organized, I noticed a difference. No matter how much, you know, how much I wanted it to work, you know, it was harder, much harder.
So hard work does not trump a little advanced preparation.
A little advanced preparation. And it wasn't bad, it wasn't hard preparation, which was great. It was simple instructions, and, you know,
awesome.
The little video helped me. With your little guy.
Okay. I like videos. Okay.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay. All right. Well, so your jeans fit better. You are going to India here soon. You're going to go on a trip. And so you have that to look forward to. So how prepared do you feel? How do you feel about that? Because the challenge, right, it's 8 weeks. It's great. It's a jump start. You get into some jeans. And then there's the rest of your life. So that's important for you ladies watching out there too.
Yeah.
So, you know, here we are a couple of weeks after the challenge, and still, you know, still exercising, still boot camp, still eating well. We just finished a little strategy session, putting together, you know.
I feel good. I feel good just putting it on paper, because then I think I can wrap my head around it so much better. And I'm not lingering in confusion about what I'm supposed to do. So that's a huge part. And I think the jean drop challenge was a start. Definitely. I didn't feel like, you know, I was just done by the time I was done. It was a way of changing my lifestyle in a way that I think I can maintain myself, which is really what the goal was anyway.
Awesome.
So that worked out.
Well, I'm very proud of your hard work. I'm excited about continuing to kick your booty in class. And I'm really excited also about your upcoming trip because I feel like you're prepared. I know how you are about commitment, and we have just spent some time putting things down on paper. So I feel very strongly that when you return, we're going to be in a happy spot, and the journey is going to continue, just like you said. So thank you for being here. Do you have any parting words for the woman watching this who is Kalpana before boot camp, who is spinning her wheels at the gym, spending an hour in classes, gaining 7 pounds, but does not believe that a 30-minute workout could get her there? What would you say to her? Talk to you. Look at the camera and talk to you.
I would say, open your mind. even when I started boot camp, I was just unwilling to embrace the nutrition completely. And I think the Jean Drop Challenge made me really do that. And now that I've seen the results, I feel so much better about it. But partly I was just grieving over the fact that I had to change so much for like the last year that I couldn't embrace it. And so if I would have just let go of some of that sentiment earlier, I think I would have been able to do it so much better. So, you know, keep an open mind. You can work anything into it. You just have to be able to like change your mindset a little bit, and that's hard.